But Rooney, they're not happy at all with that, with the challenge from Ivanovic, and we don't want to see that asking for cards, but Rooney did, didn't he?
I don't mind seeing that, you know, because if sometimes you want in a player to get booked, you're trying to get the advantage in the game. People disagree. I really believe if a player's you're going to try and get the advantage, you want to get him sent off. You want to win the game. If you really want to win the game, you maybe try to encourage the referee to make some decision.
Yeah, but you see, I disagree with that. I think that's a decision you've got to leave to the referee. You know, your job as a footballer is to play. When the referee blows the whistle, he's the one that's going to make the decision, you know, and you shouldn't be influenced in any way. Your influence finishes once he's blown that whistle, you know, for me. And players that do that, I think they're the ones that actually should get booked. When they do that, the referee should actually book them for that with that
I agree.
card.
Although you were saying earlier, we were talking about the Gibril Cisse sending off yesterday, and you were saying, I don't know why he's got involved. He's got a tackle and he's raised his hands. It's the same sort of thing. He's then, in effect, refereeing the game and saying it was wrong and having his own reaction to it. Just get up. One of the best examples of someone who does that is Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi, you will never see asking for a yellow card. You never see him complaining when he gets clattered every 2 seconds on the pitch.
He does at times.
Okay, but he doesn't ever will ask for a card or start squaring up to people. He just gets up, dusts himself off, and carries on. Certainly in the El Clasicos as well, where he's always being, you know, thumped about.
Well, I think he knows that he's a target for people, you know, and people will smack him about. So he does. He goes down, you get up, and you get on with it. And I think the more you do that, you earn yourself more credit and more respect for so many people, and you know, I think it's the best way. It's got to be the best way to do it.
And if we look at Scott Parker, who's one of those players who you would very rarely see getting involved in any sort of instance like that, squaring up or asking for cards, and that's why we respect him so much, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But I think in England sometimes we get caught up in being so honest. When we go and look at the foreign boys, we criticise them for always diving or playing up, and I think that's actually an advantage they have over us. It's a football game. We're trying to win the game. We're not trying to be nice.
Yeah, but it's no case of being nice though. But the officials are there to officiate the game.
They don't do it right all the time.
Yeah, but they should officiate a game on what they see and not what players and managers and people like that are shouting or whatever. Your job is it's no different to you as a player. You've got a job to do when you go on that pitch, okay? If you're distracted by other things, you're not going to do your job properly. And for me, referees are exactly the same. Their job is to officiate on what they see in the game on that day, and that's how it should be. And it shouldn't be thinking about things that's been handed down by FIFA, UEFA, wherever they say do. On the day, you referee in the manner that the game dictates on that day. That's how I think it should be done.
I was going to say, but is that almost, I totally agree, but is that almost an impossibility? Because
no, it isn't. No,
because
it's
what I'm saying
because
is
the people above keep saying you've got to do this, you've got to do this, you've got to do this.
But what I mean
no
is,
two football matches are the same, ever. I've never seen it, ever.
What I mean is it impossible for a referee to just referee the game? Because if you think about them, they're just humans as well. And if they see a challenge coming in from a player who's notorious for that, he may have won the ball, but they will, in the back of their head, think that's the sort of player he is and maybe consider that. And it is very difficult for them, isn't it?
Well, in that situation, that's again is human nature. That's why I think on the day, just got to let them. That's why the game has got to be refereed, you know, to how it dictates itself on that day, rather than we work on other things. And if the referee on that day believes that was a foul for whatever, and that deserves it, that's how it should be. And we shouldn't be saying comparing that game to what's happened in that game so much, because you know, different circumstances, different people, different teams. So many factors are so different in each individual game. So I never understand why they say you were looking for, yes, you want consistency, but you want them just to deal with the main points in the game in the right way.
So, Rohan, but you're an advocate then of perhaps a little dishonesty, a dive here and there to try and get a penalty.
Yeah, I don't even say it as a dishonesty. I just say it as taking advantage, you know, and being a bit smart, conniving, trying to win a football match. As a striker, playing a game, you're losing 2-1, it's cup final. Someone brings you down who's on a yellow. You want the advantage. 10, 15 minutes ago, you're telling me you're not. No, I respect you for that.
I wouldn't want to do that, because for me, you see, that is a decision the referee's got to make. See,
and it's the wrong decision.
Well, they make wrong decisions all the time. You know, no different to players who make wrong decisions and mistakes on the pitch when you're playing. The referee does as well. And you just hope they don't make the crucial ones, the one that really make a difference. They're the ones that you hope that they don't get wrong. I think that's what you can. That's where I look at it.
What he's saying, I respect him for. But if you can influence someone, you're trying to win the game. And that's why the Spanish are always doing it. They're always falling over. We saw the game Real Madrid versus Barcelona. People was complaining how they're diving, but they're just playing up the situation. They're taking advantage of something, and maybe it can help them win the game. End of story. They still play beautiful football, and I think English players were so kind of honest, and we're staying on our feet, and we're like, just be smart, go down. It's not people play up to be diving. I think you're being smart.
Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.